confident. Confident.
What is up, 24/7 Buff Fandemonium? It's your boy Swank. It is Tuesday night. It is 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and it is time for the K-Gun Report. We're going to talk about that horrible preseason loss that we had. I'm sure our boy Eric Gordner is going to be in the comments here soon. We're going to spin the Wheel of Destiny, giving away those Little People figurines that we put up for a little raffle last week. So we're going to do that pretty much off the top. We're going to talk about the Bears, and we are going to go over our 53-man rosters. Each of us have picked our 53-man because next Tuesday this time, it will be set. The roster will be set by next Tuesday. So we're going to have some fun doing that. Also, just so that the reads know right now, I set up a sweet rattle to read. So we're going to do that. It's going to be a real good time. And here's the intro. Here we are, and here it is, another Tuesday with Swank and the Reed boys. And if you're looking right over here, right at that guy right there, that's my dude Scooter Magooter. What is up, Scott?
What's up, Swank? What's up, Jarrod? What's up, Bills Mafia? Good to be here. That week 2 was horrible, but we'll talk about it. Got a fun show today. We've done our 53-man roster before way too early. Now it's a way too perfect timing kind of thing. So I can't wait for it, guys.
Can't wait to get started.
Well, like you said, Swank, like you said, by the time we get next week's show, by the time we hit next week's show up, it's already gonna be up. So we might as well put ours up.
That's right. Down below, down south there, way down south. That is the guy that looks like this guy, but he's not that guy. He's his older brother. That's Jarrod. What's up, Jerry?
I am the eldest by 2 minutes. What's up, FLX Mafia? What's up, Bills Mafia? Let's get this 53-man, 54-man roster going here with us. Can't wait to talk to you guys. Keep the comments coming. Love it. Go Bills. Let's do it.
Hell yeah. As always, we are part of the Buffalo Fan Base Network, and we are so proud to be a part of that. Also, that means we're sponsored by 26 shirts right up here, right here. That's it, right there. Touching it right now. Go over to 26shirts.com. Dal Reed and the gang got all sorts of great tee designs, and each one is specific to a charity, a local charity. That it's awesome, man. It's awesome. They've raised over $1 million. Go over there and spend your whole paycheck. In the comments, we have Mr. Rob Mullen. What's up, Rob? We got Patrick Hughes. We got Doug. We got Cookie. What's up, Cook? We got Keely Smith. We got Buffalo Spartan.
This is Sparta.
He says, "What's up, fellas?" with 18 exclamation points, which I love because I can just hear him saying it. Misfits mount up. We got Dr. Bruce McKellar. What's up, Dr. Bruce? Yo, if you go over to 247buffandemonium.com, Dr. Bruce and Rob both have great articles rated now. Rob put up a sweet recap of the game from last weekend, and Dr. Bruce, of course, has the injury report, as always, as he will every week after the game. We're so lucky to have these two dudes helping us out. Also, our boy Ryan Thomas, he sprinkles in like one article every like year or so. So, you know, we're going to get on his balls here pretty soon. Sunday sessions, get him back in the mix of things. It's been a busy time, man. It's been a busy time. Oh my God. Look at this name. We got Eater in the comments. What's up, Eater?
What's up, Mr. Lindetta?
That is an OG right there from the days of 4 viewers and less. OG. The beautiful Ellen Lartz. What is up? You guys, I think these people are ready for this this here giveaway. I think we should probably do that. You want to do that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Last week, guys, the craziness of the Little People mayhem went on in Wegmans and all that stuff, and we were able to get a couple extras. And we feel bad for the out-of-staters that don't have a Wegmans. So this was our opportunity for those that are out of state that don't have a Wegmans, and those who showed up to Wegmans too late to get their stash. So we may have more to come. So keep watching our show. We may have more to come. So this is awesome. Little People Giveaway.
Real quick, these are all for charity. It's something special that the Bills and I think Wegmans do exclusively, right? And they donate all the proceeds. And if you see these things up for sale on eBay for like $300, as Scott told me that they were, don't buy them. Like that's just somebody trying to make a nut off of the back of a charity, man, and I wouldn't do it. So we got extra. We decided to give it away to you because we love you guys. And here's the Wheel of Destiny, the Wheel of Death, the Wheel of Desire, the Wheel of Drowning. Here we go. She's spinning. Frank Mullen says Ryan Thomas is on notice. Yo, the winner is Mr. Joey Hatch Jr. Big Joey, what's up, brother? Congratulations. I don't think you're on quite yet. You'll be on later. I know you're always on, so we'll remind you once you get on. But couldn't have been happier, man. So glad you got that. That's awesome. We're gonna be doing another one of these giveaways probably next week, right?
Yep.
All
Yep.
right.
Good chance. And Joey's got his own show starting up here pretty shortly.
Yes,
So
yes,
keep your
you
eyes out
do.
for that.
Congrats, Joey.
Congrats.
All right. Well, we got Uncle James. What's up, brother? Miss you to death, my man. Let's see. Eater says still an awesome show. Eater, you're the best, man. Yo, do you remember the first draft night we had the phone calls and he called and he was he was working in the restaurant,
working wings in the kitchen.
Yeah, dude.
Oh yeah.
This is my guy.
He was happy about the Basham and Russo selection.
Yeah, man. Yeah, damn. That was a minute ago.
Mm-hmm.
Keely says from Cali, let's go.
There you are, Joey. These are coming your way. If you don't get on the show today, just send me your mailing address. I'll get them out tomorrow.
Patrick Hughes says Ryan Thomas is too busy trying to figure out who his first pick in the K-Gun Fantasy League draft is going to be.
That's a tough spot, Swank. Hey. I mean, we have a good league. Our league actually knows what they're doing. So the players are that will be available for him at 1. The top 8 players might be gone.
Yeah.
So as the number 1 pick with Keeper League, he might be stuck with the number 9 overall. I'd start trading, I think.
Hey, I don't know. I think I'm just going to sit. I'm going to sit right where I'm at. I'm not going to keep anybody, and I'm just going to let the cards fall as they may. I could start doing some misdirection stuff like you guys are messing up, man. You know why? Because Baker just got named the starter, so I'm probably going to go Baker first round.
Starter right there. There you go.
There you go.
We know how you love Baker.
We got Matt Kilmer. What's up, brother?
What's
so many
up,
great people. John's in there. Everybody happy for Joey. That's why we love all you guys. Cheering each other on. Patrick Hughes. What is up, dude? My mom, Mary Jane Brown Hughes, was the spot under Joey Hatch. Oh man, she missed it by one turn. Dude, the Wheel of Destiny, man. It's a fickle bitch, man.
I'm gonna use that now.
All right, guys. So we did have a little bit of news coming out before we get into these games. Let's see. We have just signed linebacker Deshaun White. Am I right? Deshaun White? Yeah.
Yep.
A pickup for depth. I don't know. According to the result of this game and the way things were done, and certain players playing into the fourth quarter that we didn't expect to be playing into the fourth quarter on the defensive linebacker position side of things, I'm thinking, aside from having an extra body for the last game, this dude might be in the mix to show a little bit of what he's got. Scooter, what do you think?
I agree, Swank. He's another 6 foot, 225 pounder, so he fits the mold. It's not like they're just grabbing anybody and bringing him in. So it'll be interesting to see how he's utilized. We still have 90 players on the roster that are coming to the 3rd preseason, so that's something we haven't seen in forever or ever. So is it a body just to play so no one gets hurt, or is it a legit resume builder for this roster? Who knows? But it'll be interesting to see. There's a lot to learn in this McDermott defense in just a week.
I tell you, so this is the guy that came from the
Oklahoma
State. Okay. Oh. Wait, so he wasn't the one that was playing in the USFL?
He did play in the
He did play,
USFL
okay,
as
so-
well. Yep.
So what they were saying, I caught a little bit on WGR, but like guys like this, man, it's just super important to get any sort of NFL play on tape, right? Preseason or not.
Yes.
So congrats to this young man being able to come in. It's a hard hill to climb to grasp a hold of, especially of a McDermott defense. The last preseason game before you get a week off, before you go into the regular season. So hopefully, man, he just runs around, makes a lot of plays, and who knows? Maybe he gets a practice squad position or something like that. Maybe flashes. Who knows? Who knows?
If he flashes, he's got experience of both middle linebacker and outside linebacker. So you might see him a lot Saturday playing both spots. And, you know, it's opportunities like this that you hope this young man can take advantage of and just do something that pops on film, not only for the Buffalo Bills to possibly take him, but for a resume, like you said, for other teams. So good luck to Sean.
Hell yeah. We also signed, and I want to get on this because our boy Rob Mullen was talking a little bit about this right before we went on the air. We signed running back Ty Johnson from the Jets. He's a depth guy. Rob was alluding to the fact that this could mean maybe that Damian Harris's knee is a little more serious than everybody's leading on to. I respect that point. Jarrod, what do you think about that?
It's a valid point. You never know sometimes why they bring these players in before the last preseason game of the year. It might just be to fill in so these guys can get rest. But this guy isn't a bad running back. He averages around 4.4 yards a carry in his career. He's got a couple scores. He has experience throughout the league. He's coming from the Jets too, so we know we play them week 1. So who knows what's behind this whole thing, but it could be any one of those situations. Just to have a body out there, to steal a little bit from the Jets, and he actually is a pretty good running back. So there might be that aspect too.
Word, I think I'm leaning more towards just having a body to get through. I think with Harris being banged up, we know how this organization treats injury. And for me, I think even if it was going in the right direction and he was ready to go, he has returned to practice, all that stuff. I think they're going to be like, look, it's the Bears. This is like, you know, the 52nd and 51st spot that we're trying to fill right now. We're going to save Damian Harris because obviously he's going to have a little bit more of a workload than they anticipated going into this season with the injury to Nine Himes. Scooter, what do you think?
The interesting things, Swank, I do agree with you. But I think if this guy can shine right off the bat, same size as Damian Harris, about 5'10", 210 pounds, 4'4", 40, experience in the NFL. I agree with you, but I wouldn't be shocked if something were to stir up a little bit if he represented well in the Chicago Bears game.
Nice. Doug says he had words for the Jets. Must not be a Jets fan, this guy here. I'm okay with that. P. Hugh says Murray making a case to be number 2 running back. I've heard this a lot. We've talked about it on the show. I mean, to me, yeah, he looks mean. He looks young. He looks healthy. He runs hard. I think having those fresh leg tandem, doing that running back by committee thing between him and Harris, maybe giving Harris a spell in between the spells with Cook, like, I don't know. I think it can't hurt to have that dude fresh and heading into the 3rd and 4th quarter and still running over dudes, like a defense that's getting drained. Like, hell yeah, man. I'll take him as my 3rd running back all day long. And definitely 2nd if Harris is banged up and can't go. But man, I think when Harris gets moving, we all see what he can do, you know.
Right.
So I really want to see him.
I mean, right now I have Murray as my 2nd running back, anyways.
Yeah,
I have him there. Anyways. He's doing everything right, so he looks spry for that age for sure.
Yeah,
running back.
He had 760 yards rushing last year and like 6 or 7 touchdowns with over 150 carries. So he still can tote that ball.
Yeah, still doing it. The last pickup here, offensive lineman Garrett McGinn. He is a journeyman. He was with the Bills a couple seasons on and off. So knows the system, familiar with the guys. I think Rob said it best. This is just going to be some solid depth on a squad where we had a weird retirement and then unfortunately, Tommy Doyle coming back from that injury, being out in the game, playing, and then being put on injury reserve, which means he cannot play for the rest of the season for the Buffalo Bills. Just as a sidebar, Shane Ray, unfortunately, also put on the IR and won't be able to play for the Bills for his comeback season into the NFL, which is a bummer. I think that he was showing flashes. So
I heard somewhere that there is a way that he can play this season, and that's if the Bills work the IR funky and they eventually release him, then he can actually play with a different team after a physical and all that stuff. But
they would have to do an injury settlement and then
Yep.
release him that way.
Yep.
I don't know if he could play for the Bills after that, but I think he could play for any of the other teams as long as he was released with a settlement. And I think that's happened before. I think there's like some bigger profile players in the past that have done similar things. And, you know, the team didn't think they could come back. They ended up saying they're healthy enough to come back, blah, blah, blah.
Mm-hmm.
Doug Ogg says, what is the thoughts on bringing in Jason Peters? I've heard this. Scott, I'll let you start with this one. What do you think?
Oh, why not? I don't know. That right tackle position kind of looks pretty anemic. Spencer Brown's got some issues that I mean, I still have faith in him, but there's some issues that he needs to fix, especially after what we saw the last couple weeks. But why not? Jason Peters, I think on an average, Jason Peters is still better than any right tackle we've had in a bunch of years here in Buffalo. So if he's still healthy and he passed the exam, why not? And I'm sure he wouldn't say no.
Jarrod, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, he's getting up there in age. Scott made all the good points. He might not be as fast as he used to, but sometimes that wise NFL player that's been in the league for a while could pick up on things and even slow down a guy just a half second longer than a young guy with swivel hips and that's tall. So we'll see what happens. Again, we hope the best. Hopefully Spencer Brown gets things locked down and gets rid of those mistakes. But hey, Peters comes in and it improves even a little bit. I think it's a good idea.
Hot take. I don't want any part of him. He's old. He didn't want to play here. He's a scumbag. Keep him out of Buffalo. I don't want any part of Jason Peters.
He's changed, Swank.
His old
changed.
ass can sit and rot in Philadelphia. I don't care. Playing into his 40s. What is he, the Tom Brady of offensive linemen? Quit on a team. I don't forget, man. That's the problem with me. It's just, I don't know. I don't want anything to do with him.
All right.
Alan Larch, Swank, that's what happened to Jamie Mueller. Oh, that must be with the IR. All right. Okay, Patrick Hughes. Pat, dude, you should just write like the script for our show, man. I think like just rolling through. He wants to talk about this Stephen A. Smith garbage.
I got my sources.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, sources, dude. I was a little bummed. I did a tweet earlier where I put out like amount of bum takes and Stefan Diggs 0, Stephen A. Smith, and then I had this GIF with like just numbers from the Matrix going over and over and over. Right? How can a guy come out, say this garbage, say he has a source, and it doesn't matter? He spoke, and Sale was making this point on GR this morning. He spoke as if it was the present, as if he has this like source that just pissed in his ear and said that Diggs is done after a playoff or a preseason game, lost to the Steelers. Like he's done now. Oh my God. I don't know. I just think it's ridiculous. And then Diggs immediately, like the one thing everybody bitched about with Diggs was that he let it fester. He let it stew. He didn't address it, which also is his right to not. He doesn't have to entertain anybody else's garbage. Like, he didn't do that this time. This time he came out with 2 tweets and said, this is completely false. I don't know what your source is. I'm ride or die with Bills Mafia. Like, to me, even said, I thought I squashed this a month ago. And now there's still people talking about like, oh, I don't know, man, Stephen A. Smith. Like, he knows basketball. Like, he could have a source. Like, get out of here, dude. Dude is just reaching. Like, they're not going to be happy until they squash out everybody in Western New York's hopes and dreams. Like, Our dynamic duo has problems. Did you see those guys on the bench at the game? They're laughing, joking, like, they're losing and they're laughing and joking.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know. To me, non-story. This dude's just trying to get clicks and like stick to basketball, man. Like,
Yep, that's exactly what it is. Who's that other guy that hates Buffalo and he always says
Sullivan.
negatives? Not
Nick
him.
Wright.
I'm talking about Nick Wright. It's the same kind of situation. It's a bad game of telephone. Obviously, Smith is horrible at that game. He doesn't get the correct message and doesn't relay the right message. But it's all about clicks. So he got a lot of popularity for that. Remember, there's a saying out there that says, even if you hate me, but you watch me, you still give me the reputation.
Yeah, that was that whole thing that Salah said the other on Hard Knocks too. That like it's like that whole like hate us because they ain't us kind of thing, or if you don't have haters, you're not doing well or whatever. Like, I don't know, man. I just think it's so dangerous this day and age. Like all these news outlets and everything else, it's just dangerous because nobody has to prove anything. And even if the guy, like, the saddest thing to me is like the guy comes out and he says, nope, not true. Don't know what your source is. I want to be here. And people still don't believe it. Like the guy that you're talking about said that. It just blows my mind. And for me, like, I don't know, man. Like I said, Stephon Diggs never lied to me. Actually, everybody had not us, like our family, but there's a lot of people that had problems with him because he was speaking too much truth. No, he wasn't lying. He was just saying he's sick of losing. He's sick of losing the way they're losing, and nobody wanted to hear that. So I don't know. I think I'm going to trust the guy that says it straight from his mouth, dude. Like, God.
If you can live life like that, that's especially with athletes in any sport, until you hear it from the source. Maybe somebody's got leaked information, and when it happens, it's like, oh, he was right. But until the person comes out and says their side of the story, or it's proven otherwise, you gotta wait. My feed with a bunch of my golf buddies and fantasy buddies in the other league I'm in, the first thing they said is, "Oh, Diggs causing trouble," and I wrote down, "Hey guys, I ain't gonna believe it till I hear what he says."
Yeah.
And they wrote, "Oh, you're a delusional Bills fan." No. Until it comes out of the horse's mouth, you need to just be quiet and stop trusting the media.
Yeah. Well, a little of that is like a lot of our buddies are like ball busters. So
yeah, that too.
I mean, that's about 97% of it.
Yep. 100%. Let's go 100%.
Yeah, dude.
Those guys you mentioned, they're all about the negative takes anyway that get popularity and all the clicks, like you said. So it's another one of those Stephen A. Smith things that if you rewatch it, he's just rambling on and he's saying the first thing that come to his mind, and that at the moment was what he said. And
the question was about the Jets. The question wasn't even about Diggs, and he made it about rambling Diggs. On. Yeah, I don't know.
And the more and the more you have to say that you have sources,
and anybody can
not believe it. Yep.
Yeah. Anybody can say they have sources.
Sure. Well, guys, I know we want to get into this game a little bit here from this last weekend. I'll be honest, I didn't watch the whole replay. I saw enough on the highlights. I got the gist of what I want to say about it. But before we do that, I thought that it would be fitting maybe to do a little bit of rattle them reads. That's right. We haven't done this in a hot minute, and dang it, I just miss it. I just miss it so much.
Play along, Fandemonium.
Please play along in the comments.
Oh, nice. You got a little image for this, Swank? There you go.
Do you like
Love
that?
it.
Yeah. I'm just messing around. So I have on a separate spreadsheet, I have a list, and you'll see it pop up on your screen there in a minute. But I done figured out how to black it out so you guys can't cheat and look at our stuff in our spreadsheet. So I made a separate one. Everybody at home, read, boys. Did you know that there are 22 receivers that Josh Allen has thrown a passing touchdown to in his tenure here in Buffalo? Did you know there's 22 of them?
Hmm.
My rattling of the reads for you boys tonight is, in alternating order, I'd like you to name those 22.
You gotta name all 22?
Hell yeah, boy. I didn't set this up to reveal like a magic trick for nothing.
Foster.
Fucking just goes right to Foster, dude. I know one, Foster.
I gotta write this
Well,
down.
watch
So
this.
Foster.
Bong. You don't have to write nothing down. If you're watching, I got it popping up. All right, you're up, Scooter.
I'm going Diggs. Obviously, that's the easiest one.
All right. Well, I know right where he is on here. Diggs, yes.
Get the easy ones out of the way. Gabe Davis.
Gabriel Davis. I think that's him. Should be. Yes, he is on this list. Bang.
Oh,
I
who's
spelled
that
his
tight
name wrong.
end? O'Leary.
wrote
No, that
Dacus.
Dacus. Okay, let's go. Knox.
Knocking.
Oh, you said alternating, so we have to alternate. Okay.
Yeah, didn't you?
All right. Yeah, I got it now.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Yeah,
I heard it.
You're up, Jerry.
The headache's kicking in. Let's go Emmanuel Sanders.
Ooh, yes, sir. Emmanuel Sanders is on this list. Yes. Scooter.
Devin Singletary.
I gotta turn my phone
Devin
sideways so I can see this.
Singletary. Yes, indeed.
Oh, so you can see the list.
1,
Yeah,
2,
he's
3,
doing-
4, 5. You're at 6.
Let's say, Jared, prove that that's not the list of what catches it. See, you're up, Jared.
Zay Jones.
Zay Jones, yes, sir. Scooter.
Dawkins.
Oh man, that was a good one. I thought that one might get you guys. Yes, Deion Dawkins receiving touchdown.
Is Tommy Doyle on there then?
Tommy Doyle is not on here.
No, there's another lineman that caught one. Oh man, I'll let you think of that one. All right, so Cole Beasley, obviously.
Cole Beasley, yes, sir.
John Brown.
John Brown, yes, sir. Jerry.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of the old guys there that were on the team.
Jared, I'll give you a hint. Who won someone a lot of money last year for the touchdown catch that he had in the second game of the season?
Reggie Gilliam.
Better
There you
not
go.
be given
Fullbacks
hints
are
this
players
early.
too. Reggie Gilliam. I got you on my 53. Let's do it, Reggie. Love you.
Boom.
I'm going James Cook.
James Cook. Yeah, where is he? No.
No?
He ran touchdowns in. I don't believe he
Oh,
received one,
okay.
sir. He's not on this list. My list might be
All right.
screwy, but
All right, I got one on my tip of my tongue, Scott, so I'll jump over because you got one wrong. Jake Kumaro.
Jake
Yep.
Kumaro, yes, sir.
Well, Rob Mullen says Kelvin Benjamin. Did he catch a touchdown pass from him, or
Yes,
was it?
sir, he did.
Okay, thanks,
There you go.
Rob. I'll give you. Thanks, bud. Duke Williams. Oh,
Are you guys like just saying them now? That's fine if you are, but I can't tell who's talking. And
Duke Williams, sir.
you got Duke, yep.
Lee Smith.
Lee Smith, yes, sir.
Yeah.
How many more we got?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6.
Okay.
Oh my goodness. So obviously you got
Let's see.
6 most. They're in order of how many they have, right?
Maybe.
Maybe. Okay.
I would assume so. This whole
Is-
row here underneath John Brown, like going across.
Did he play with LaShawn McCoy?
No.
That was 2 years before, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yep.
How
Well, the year
about
before, I think.
Andre Holmes?
Nope.
I'm just thinking about
You guys
the
are
horrible wide
missing.
receiver squad.
Let's see here. Hints yet or no?
Tyler Croft.
Tyler Croft is on there. Who gave you that one in the comments?
Doug Augie.
Did he? I'm still on
Hey
this.
guys, this is a team effort. This is a team effort.
I don't get comments on this.
I'm gonna
Oh,
tell you
okay.
guys what. All right, here because I'm thinking.
Give us a hint, Swank.
Yeah, this one is you should get this one. You're missing this guy right here, underneath John Brown and above Zay Jones, and he was on
Isaiah
the team last
McKenzie.
year. There you go.
There you go.
Isaiah McKenzie. Now we're getting somewhere.
Good
All
one, Jared.
right. Now you're getting to, I mean, I can give you, you want me to give you positions? You got 4 left. So you're missing 2 running backs.
Taiwan Jones is one of them.
No. 2 running backs, a wide receiver, and a tight
Another
end.
lineman. Oh, okay.
Come on, Fandemonium, help us out here. Charles Clay.
No.
That's
That's Tyrod Taylor.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Give me a number for the running backs.
Give
The
you a
number they were, if you know
no.
it.
Let's
first
see.
initial last
One of
name.
these running backs, let's see. He was on the team 2 years ago. He got traded. He backed up Motor for a long time.
Zach Moss.
Zach Moss.
Yep.
Okay. Now 2 receivers we're missing still?
No, you're missing another running back.
Okay.
He is playing this year, played last year. I believe he's playing this year for the same team. It's a Jersey team. He followed
Taiwan Jones?
No, he followed the old offensive coordinator who's now the
Isaiah
head coach.
Hodgins.
No, running back.
Running back.
Oh, running back. Who the hell do they have?
Older fellow, speed. Caught
Holy
2
shit,
touchdowns, I believe, in one game the year that he was here, and then maybe got hurt.
Oh, wait. Yep. This is. Oh, man. We like him.
If you put water through him, he'll purify your water.
Filter.
What kind of filter, Jarrod?
All right. Good silence.
That was a hell of a clue.
New
too.
York
I bet you-
Giants. New York Giants. He played for the New York Giants. He followed over. He's probably second. No,
Oh, a Brita.
Matt
Brita.
Matt
Brita.
Okay. All
It's the
right.
Brita
San
filter,
Francisco
but I thought it
49ers.
was close enough.
There you go. Brita. Gotcha.
This tight end went to the Washington Redskins, I believe. He was a
Logan Thomas.
Oh wait, maybe I'm thinking the wrong dude. No, sorry, I'm thinking the other one. It was Logan Thomas. I was thinking the wrong way.
Oh man, not Leary.
Mm-mm.
Not Charles Clay. Oh boy, Fandemonium, where are you?
Well,
I'm
let's
lost
go
after
to the wide receiver. Dude was here forever. Green Bay.
James Lofton. No, I'm kidding. He plays for
He
Green
played
Bay.
for
Or
Green
Used
Bay,
to,
and then he
used to
came
play
here.
for Green Bay. Came here. Aaron Rodgers was super mad he was gone.
Oh,
Special teamer.
I thought Jarrod said Kumaro. No, Kumaro didn't.
I know. Nobody told me Kumaro.
Oh yeah, Jay Kumaro.
Okay, there you go. Last guy, tight end. Hope he's a tight end. First name Jason.
Not Jason Peters.
Kroom, Jason Kroom, and there you have him. There
Peters
you
a
have
long
'em
time
all.
ago, man. All right. Well, the show has ended.
That was fun.
Kroom was one of those originals.
Yeah, he was in the first year. That
That's
fun,
why I
man.
went Andre Holmes.
Mhm.
You never
No,
know.
I noticed that. That was slick. I tell you what, man, finding this list was hard. I was searching, and then there was like a TikTok video of a kid quizzing his 2 friends, and he had the list, and I was just like, Jesus, because I didn't really want to comb through 5 years worth of stats. But,
Yep. Right. Break down each box score.
So that is
That's
your
cool.
list right there, and I thought it was interesting if you look at that first column. Those first 4 dudes, really, Stephon Diggs, Dawson Knox, Bees, and Davis, that's the majority of what he's got in his tenure here in Buffalo.
Yep.
And then it just gets sprinkled out from there.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
It's
know.
like
Swank,
3
that was
different
a good one.
levels. It's those first 4, the next 2, and then the rest.
Patrick Hughes says that you said Kumaro. I must have missed it. My bad.
It's all right. It's all right. That's a great list, though. I mean, think about what it's a realization of what Josh Allen came into the league with
Mm-hmm.
compared to what that front office has done to at least give him talent to this high powered offense that we now run now. It's sickening, but hey,
Yeah.
good for the front office to get that shaped up for Josh Allen.
Yeah, they did a
Hell
hell of
yeah.
a job.
All right, guys. Let's take a minute to talk about what is coming up in a week and a half. I saw Frank Mullen posted earlier in the comments. Our third annual regular season Rager is coming up on September 2nd, 3
Yeah.
p.m. to 9 p.m. at Reinvention Brewing in Manchester, New York. Jerry, I'm just going to put you on the spot, brother.
Mhm.
Tell me all about it.
It's going to be exciting. We got Blackheart barbecue coming out. They got barbecue, and they have, most importantly, the wings that we can all chomp on. We have a popcorn, Tony's popcorn. Scott, is that just what it's called? Tony's popcorn?
Tony's popcorn. They got caramel butter, all the good stuff that all the kids want, all the adults want, while they're listening to the endless mountain derelicts that are going to cap off the night with some live music. Go on, Jarrod.
They have beer. They have cider there. They have a beer that they're going to release that they release every time that year. Fanatics. It's a cream ale.
Super Fanatics.
Delicious beer. Yeah, delicious beer. We're going to have super fans there. Mark Maddox is coming back to visit and hang out with us and sign and talk with everybody. We're going to have a couple shows going on during the day, 50-50 raffles. We're going to have stuff to give away, like when you walk in and pay for your $5 to get in, you're automatically
Don't make
entered
up stuff. Don't make up stuff.
the Josh Allen jersey that's already framed. This guy has nicely framed.
Color Rush signed Josh Allen jersey.
Damn.
For $5.
And then you just get to mingle and talk football with 100, 200, maybe 300 people. It's going to be fun. We're going to have Weasel Toss there. We're going to have games.
What's Weasel Toss for everybody that's not weird and calls it
Yeah,
cornhole?
Jerry, when you
Cornhole.
say Weasel Toss, cornhole, bags, whatever, there's a lot of
Shabadoo, shabading, walla walla boo boo. So it's just going to be awesome. We're hoping that the weather holds up. It's going to be a great time. We're going to have tents set up, food, popcorn, beer, bills, games, Mark,
Star Galactica beats
stuff.
Yeah. All in a week and a half. I was talking to these boys today on the phone. We got a little messenger thing going back and forth, and you can record little messages. And I was sitting there, and I was just like realizing while I was talking that it is 2 Saturdays away. We got a week and a half, 11 days, man. Insane. It's going to be a great time. Come on down. We are just going to have a blast. We did last year. It's going to be bigger than ever this year. Do it, man. Do it. It's a great time. Finger Lakes.
Yeah, and we're going to help out Mark's charity, the Help One Foundation. That's the most important part of it.
Yeah.
Yep. So,
let me see here. Robin wants to know if there's any midget tossing. Only Jarrod. We're only throwing Jarrod.
Little people.
I wanted to say really quick, you were talking about the Endless Mountain Derelicts. Big appreciation for that little shout out there. We are releasing our new album online, every digital streaming platform that you can think of. It'll be on Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, everywhere. This Friday. And I'm real stoked about it. It's the best thing that I've ever done or been a part of. And if you guys want to go check it out, I would really appreciate it. So check that out if you like.
Yeah, and if you like it, come to the Rager. You guys will have a booth there. You'll have some stuff there that the fans can go ahead and grab, some merch and all that cool stuff. So
yeah, our CDs will be in by then. We'll have some new T-shirts, all shortish, Jeff. It'll be a good time.
Good time, great time.
All right,
and I have to appreciate, guys, real quick, the Facebook page alone. We have like 335 people that at least mentioned whether or not they're coming, and we just asked you guys, the fans. You know anybody that's a huge Bills fans that had nothing going on September 2nd of this year? Let them know about this Rager. 6-hour event. We have a lot of stuff going on. Bring them on out.
Hell yeah. It'd be a great time. Just be a great time. All right, guys. So we had a game this last Saturday. Let's kind of combo what we're doing here. We'll talk about our thoughts from the Steelers game and kind of at the same time go over our 53-man projections I'm going to start on the defensive side of the ball. So if we can, we'll talk about what concerned us, what we're looking for from this game against the Steelers, where we're at with our 53-man, and then what that means going forward this week in Chicago for the last preseason game of the 2023 season. So we'll throw Scooter Magooter's defense up here real fast. And Scott, tell me what you thought defensively about this game this last Sunday and how it relates to your 53-man.
I think there's some answers that still have to be, or questions that still have to be answered. We just saw that Tyler Matetovich was also pulled off the PUP list, so he's our special team ace guy. So you'll see him on my list there because I think he's definitely a guy that needs to be there. But I don't know what's happening with our linebacker position. I've seen some people mention, I can't remember his name. He put it on our Facebook earlier today. Move Milano to the inside and have Dorian Williams play the outside linebacker. Which at first I was like, well, that's an all-pro linebacker. But then I was like, well, Milano's such a smart guy. He understands the system. Could he play that middle linebacker position? And we could put Dorian Williams in a spot where he will succeed right away. McDermott's too stubborn to do that, if you ask me. I don't think that's a possibility.
I think he's too smart.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think it's a good idea.
It's too late to do it now anyway, right? Like,
right.
I mean, if he was, in my thinking, like, if he was a middle linebacker, he would have been a middle linebacker. I mean, I think he can do it. I just think right now you can't spend the time trying to like change him over this late in the season, right? So
right,
I don't know, maybe
I agree.
Year, but
right, especially since you're trying to mold.
Is put Dorian Williams in for the whole damn game, his third game in the middle linebacker's position, and see what he can do.
Yeah,
so that's what you might see. You might see Dorian Williams actually coming in and playing middle linebacker against Chicago. That's what you can do. You can see if he's ready to go, and if he shines Saturday, I think you got to stick him there.
And I'll tell you what, that's why I think they brought in a bunch of these players. They signed a bunch of players this week is because they're trying to fill the spot. But I think that is a great idea, Jarrod. You put some of these players in a position where they play most of the game and they prove whether or not they can play that position or not. I think that the Dorian Williams at middle linebacker would be a good test. It'd be a good test just to see how much you can get away with. But lots of mistakes this past week. I think that's one thing they're going to have to clear up on. And a lot of missed opportunities, I think, for the linebacker position this week, as far as Tyrell Dodson, Klein, and all that stuff to solidify where they're at. This is going to be a big week. I don't know how much you're going to see as far as who's going to be that guy playing the middle linebacker position, but I think you're going to I would focus on that against the Bears for sure.
All right, if we're rolling down your list here quick, you have Von Miller starting on IR with Floyd Rousseau, Basham, and Epinesa as your edge guys. Oliver, Poona Ford, Daquan Jones, Tim Settle, and Jordan Phillips as your interior guys. Linebacker, you have Milano, Dodson, Bernard, Williams, and Matetovich. What do you think's going on with Balin Spector and AJ Klein? Do they make a practice squad thing? What are you thinking with them?
I think that unfortunately that Balin Spector, usually we don't see McDermott not playing the guys he drafted. But I think with the Von Miller IR, it may be either keeping an extra linebacker or a defensive end. I'm not sure which one he would do. That's why I left it blank. But AJ, when you're put in a situation where you're playing against the thirds and the fourths, you should shine a little bit. And AJ is not jumping off the tables for me. He may be past his prime, I don't know, but he's just not popping. And I just don't see that happening for Balin Spector either. So I'm seeing those 5 linebackers in there, with Tyler Matetovich being the guy that's a special team ace that needs to be on the roster.
I like it. Tre'Davious White, Teron Johnson, Dane Jackson, Kyer Elam, Benford, and Neal with Cam Lewis not making the cut. That's an interesting choice, man. What made you do that?
That was a tough one for me because I went a little heavier on the offense because with the 12 personnel being played on the offense, I think they might potentially carry an extra tight end. And with our offensive line issues, they might have to carry an extra offensive lineman just to figure out what's going on there. So it was tough for me. Usually I'm keeping 7 defensive backs, but Cam Lewis is tearing it up. He's doing a good job.
Yeah.
But I think those other guys are shining ahead of him. And obviously those 4 safeties, I think Taylor Rapp is a legitimate starter, but he's a backup. And in the beginning of our too early roster, I had DeMar Hamlin not even making the team. He's looking good, and he's a feel good story. And I just see him outdoing Marlowe, Maiden, and Zane Anderson. But Jarrod will tell you just something different.
I agree with what you're saying, man. I have Hamlin starting. I don't have him on IR. I have him going in.
Oh,
into the
I still had him on IR. I didn't.
Oh, did you switch it? Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, I was curious about that, but yeah. When we get down to mine here, we'll let Jerry go, but I got a couple of discrepancies with yours here. Jarrod, let's see what you got, buddy. Oh, you got the Christmas look here.
The lights are blowing up everywhere.
You kept 5 edge rushers, including Shaq and Epinesa, with Vaughn on IR. I think that's pretty much similar, except Scooter had Shaq. What were you thinking? Him on practice squad?
I'm thinking either Shaq or AJ Klein will remain on the team until Von Miller comes back.
Okay.
I'm not sure which one I wanted to decide on.
Yep. That's why Epinesa's still on there, because I think he's going to be on there until when we see what happens with Von Miller, because that's still up in the air.
So you think Epinesa over Lawson, Jarrod?
No, I have Shaq Lawson playing.
Yep. That's what I'm saying. So when Miller comes back, Lawson's still on the team and Epinesa is gone?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. And then I think we had the same defense tackles lined up.
Yeah.
I'll wait until I get to mine. So, yep, same DTs. I think that's pretty much across the board for us. Linebacker, you have Milano, Dotson, Bernard Williams. All of us had those guys. You do not have Balen Spector, AJ Klein, and McTetovich.
Yeah, like Scott said, McTetovich has to make the team. He's a special teamers. He's consistent. You go watch the tape last year, and he's always somewhere near the ball. And I still, even though AJ Klein is a little bit slower there, he missed some plays. I think he's still got to be that veteran presence on the sidelines. And I think he'll still be there just in case. He's one of those guys, I don't think you can start him, but you can fill him in throughout the season when you need be with injuries and stuff like that.
Good point.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
CBs, you got White, Johnson, Jackson, Elam, Benford, Neal. I think those are the same. No Cam Lewis again. The Reed boys are hating on Cam Lewis. Hot take. Cut that reel for tomorrow.
Yeah, I'll show him this tomorrow when I share it on Twitter. But no, Cam Lewis is one of those guys who's been here forever. He's fighting. His name's always in the discussion. So, but Sarah Neal's played awesome this preseason. So that's why I pretty much have him in that place.
Well, I think where the head scratching is going to begin is with your safety choice here. You got Poyer, Hyde, Rapp, Hamlin. Yep. And then Zane Anderson. So in this scenario, you're keeping Zane Anderson over Cam Lewis, who has had a ridiculous camp. And go.
I like the letter Z. Anyway, so he put his helmet on
Zane. We need a Zane on the team.
I think he just has the experience, but Cam Lewis does too. So if you want to break it right down to it, either one of those guys, I think we'll see who gets picked. But I went with Zane just because it's a new name and he does have the experience in the league, and he does put his hat on the helmet, or his helmet on the ball quite a bit. So I want to refer to that DeMar Hamlin comment that you made, Scott, earlier about the feel-good story. It is a feel-good story, but now he's a football player. You know what I mean? He's got all that following now. He's got recognition. He's got a purpose in life besides football. But this guy's been balling out this preseason, and we all had him on the IR, and he's going to potentially be suiting up every Sunday, starting. So, love it.
Doug,
so I avoided that Zane.
Doug got me. It doesn't matter. I'm going back to it. Doug said that's insane.
Insane in the membrane.
Let me see. Rob, you said Sherfield to special teams eliminates. Yep. I'll get to that when we get to offense, buddy.
Yep.
I think that's a good take.
Sherfield does everything, man. I'm telling you.
Let's see here. Josh Cook, Hamlin led the team in tackles most of last season. I had no doubt he'd make the 53. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's clear to go, and he's in, and he's all in, and there's absolutely no question in my mind that he'll start the season suiting up.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna move on to my defense here. Edgewise, same guys that you had, Jarrod, and mostly Scott,
Mhm.
the Shaq Lawson. DTs, we agree 100% on all of them.
Mhm.
The guys I have in red are getting cut. The blues that you're going to see are potential practice squad guys. Linebacking, I had Milano, Dodson, Bernard, Williams, Klein, and Matapakovic, all making the team. I think the only reason I'm going that way with Bale Spector hitting the practice squad is because I don't think they're going to have this answered. I don't think it's going to be something that they are 100% full go with when they head into the season, and that's a bummer. Unless somebody just shows out and it all clicks and it's insanely obvious come Saturday here at 1 o'clock against the Chicago Bears. But I just think that they need as much, like with AJ, I think the veteran depth and leadership and the knowledge of the scheme is worth enough in case one of these dudes goes down, or as an insurance policy.
Yep.
I agree with Rob about Tyler not being needed quite so much on special teams, but also always nice to have an ace in the hole, also knows the scheme. Cornerback wise, I kept them all, man. I kept 7: White, Johnson, Jackson, Elon, Benford, Neal, and Lewis. I think Neal is actually the guy that's on the bubble for this, as he was kind of the last couple of years. And Cam too, in and out. But I think Cam is taking a significant step forward. I
ain't kidding.
I don't think that you can ignore that I think he has surpassed Neal in certain aspects of his game. But Neal is very versatile and mostly steps in and can fill in safety wise too, nickel corner a little bit. So it'll be interesting to see. And then I kept all the same safeties that Scott, the rational, the Reed, the one that didn't pick Zane Anderson. I kept all those ones. Just kidding, Jarrod.
No, you're okay.
And then I also kept Dean Marlowe because, again, I think having some of that veteran leadership there, and you never know with Hamlin what's going to happen, what's going on.
Right.
And to be honest, with Poyer and Hyde too.
Yep, both them guys too. Yep.
Having a little bit of that leadership over there, I think, is not going to hurt at all. All right. You guys are killing it in the comments. Thanks so much for rolling with us. We're at 8:53. We're going to buzz on right over to the offense. And I think if you don't mind, I'll run mine. We'll go the reverse order here. QB, I think we'll all have the same possibly. I didn't look at your guys's, but I got the Allens with Barkley on the practice squad. Running back wise, I have Cook, Harris, Murray, and Gillum. Wide receivers, I kept 6. Diggs, Davis, Shakir, Hardy, Sherfield, Shorter, and Aitman and Isabella were my practice squad guys. Tight end, Knox, Kincaid, Morris. Tackle, Dawkins, Brown, Quessenberry, McGinn, our most recent pickup. I know Randon Van DeMark has been getting a little bit of hype lately. I don't know. I guess I'm going to have to watch it a little closer and see what he does this weekend. Interior offensive line, I had Morse, McGovern, Torrance, Bates, Butker, and Broker. You sold me on Broker. I don't think there's really any surprises as far as for me, wide receiver wise. I know like that 6 spot, everybody has it up in the air. I know Shorter has kind of not really performed the way everybody was hoping he was going to, burst out of this bubble and just be like that big threat guy. I don't think it matters. I think that you can keep him. I think that he can do some like short goal to go, kind of like big tall guy in the back of the end zone plays, and he can play special teams, and he can learn from 2 of the best, if not 4 of the best, depending on what Hardy and Sherfield does. I think
Mhm.
Sherfield has locked that third wide receiver position. And Rob, that would be the only thing that I would contest with the special teams thing, is that Sherfield's going to see this field offensively a lot more than you'd want somebody that plays special teams to see, right? So like
Right.
if they're assigning roles, you don't want that guy out there. That's kind of
That's why you saw Khalil Shakir running down the field this past weekend.
Yep.
He was playing special teams. Khalil Shakir was, so
Yep. So
he made a tackle. He was that long kickoff return tackle that he saved from scoring. They scored the next play, but he was there. That speed on that special teams caught up to him.
So yeah, that's my role. Let's go on up to Jerry and see what he's got here.
I think pretty much the same thing, Swank. I just have Matt Barkley actually being on the sidelines because they're allowed to keep that third quarterback this year, the 54. Yeah, so he's
Makes
on there,
sense.
and I think everything else lines up.
You're keeping Mims on the practice squad? Is that what that blue is?
Yeah, Mims, he's one of those guys. He shined this year. I mean, I think he leads the team in rushing, and he's been pretty decent out of the backfield. So he's going to, depending on what Damian Harris's outlook looks like, he might be a guy that's in there week 1, week 2, depending on, again, what Damian Harris looks like.
Let's jump to your tackles because you're only keeping 3: Dawkins, Brown, and Quessenberry. What's the thought behind that with Bates?
Bates. You got Bates. You got a couple guys over there in IOL that can play multiple positions. That's pretty much the main reason why we have 3 or 4 guys on that offensive line that can play multiple positions.
Nice.
Yeah, and I have Nick Broker on the practice squad, and Greg Mance because he can play guard and center. I think you got to keep them around. And Scott, like you said earlier, Swank, Scott sold us on Nick, and he actually did pretty decent. So we'll see if he actually makes the cut. But I think you got to have a solid core. Keep some guys on the practice squad for the first couple of weeks that you are interested in, and then let's see how the tape falls when it comes to playing. Because again, we still don't know coming into week 3 of the preseason what our offensive line is going to look like.
Yep. And you got Isabella making the practice squad as well. Isabella,
feel a good story, man. Feel a good story.
He's the darling. I said in the beginning of this preseason there wasn't going to be that guy because we were past all that, but he is. He's infectious.
Seeing Khalil Shakir running down on special teams, like I mentioned earlier, kind of almost makes me wonder if they're really, because he had a couple drops this last couple games. And I love him. He's got quick hips, gets the ball when he catches it, turns upfield. He's elusive, but he's also making tackles. And I know you want to have your best players on the field. Is that where he's going to find himself is more on the special teams, where maybe an Andy Isabella can sneak in and play more at the receiver position than a Khalil Shakir? But we'll definitely see.
I mean, also with Hardy there, you got a lot between Hardy and Kincaid. James Cook, like there's a lot of competition for those touches in that spot and those balls. So if you're not producing, I love Shakir. I just wish that he would get his hands right, 100%, and go, because they're not going to put up with drops this year. Last year they were the third highest drop team in the NFL, or the first, and then still the third highest scoring or whatever. Like, you can't even imagine what they would have been like without it, So, Scooter, what do we got here that's yours? You got Shorter not making the team and Isabella making the team.
There's a tough call for me with that. We know how McDermott likes to keep his players that he drafted, but the surprise pick by Isabella, the fact that they've got him off for free agency, then we hear this Greg Roman story about how they kept him off the roster to make it so Lamar Jackson wouldn't perform well, so they didn't have to pay him. And then seeing what he's doing, I mean, you take the number off the jersey, and he looks like what Beasley was able to provide to Josh Allen. Just his route running, his sharpness, his quickness is definitely one of the fastest wide receivers on the team. I'm giving them the edge. I got to give him the edge. I hate to see Justin Shorter go, but I think he's more of a practice squad guy that they'll keep on the practice squad all year, because we have a bunch of receivers on our team that are 1-year deals. So I think that's why I chose Isabella.
I like it. I also
Mhm.
like Patrick Hughes' comment here for RJ. So, in honor of RJ. Here we go, folks. We're in overtime.
Very generous.
That's right. We're in overtime. Top shelf where mama hides the cookies. Sad news last week, man.
Yeah.
You know, hockey's not, it never was like a huge thing with me. And then I went to my game, like the first game, and it wasn't like the Bills coming out on the field, but damn, man, hockey's fun live. It is so fun live.
Yep.
And you get into it. And that dude, I knew his calls before I knew who he was, just a legend. So,
And a lot of respect throughout the league. You see teams, fans from other teams posting stuff about him, and that just tells you a lot about the organization and what he did for the announcing booth for hockey.
Yeah,
yeah.
sometimes that game you can feel it when you're at the game, you can feel it, but you can feel it even more when the right announcer's announcing it. So, and he was one of those guys who just made the impact with your feels when you were listening to the game, and he's going to be missed. And it's a sad loss.
Yeah. Yep. All right. Scooter, anything else on your list here, buddy?
You will see the surprise fourth tight end in there. I'm going Joel Wilson. I like the way he looks. He reminds me of a little bit. We haven't seen a lot of Kincaid, but they're similar. And the fact that they run a lot of 12 personnel, and the fact that they're going to use Kincaid, I believe, in the slot a lot more often, makes me believe that they will bring that extra tight end in there, even though Reggie Gilliam, Jarrod will say, will play that tight end. And then you'll see that Richard Courage guy. I'm a huge fan of his. He's done a good job. And I think this is a late roster spot for me. I just made it right before we came on because he played right tackle in Florida, and his right guard was Torrance. So he's got the rapport. He's got the know-how of what his right guard is doing for a bunch of plays, a bunch of starting seasons in the NCAA. I think if you see him playing right tackle this week against the Chicago Bears, it'll be a legit he's playing for his life to make this roster, and I think he would be good there considering what's happened to our tackle positions. And then obviously in the interior offensive line, that Nick Broker struggled with his very first snap ever. He got his ass whooped. But you see him getting his shoulders and his legs underneath him the rest of those snaps. He looks sharp. And the fact that he's a rookie, he'll be on the team for a while. I love him there. And I think I know Rob Mullen alluded to this earlier in one of the comments. I like Ike Boker, but I think the injury and his playing style is earned himself off the roster. So I think that's going to be the roster casualty. I hate to see him go, but a new upcoming guy, Nick Broker will take that spot.
Hey, man. The forest has to burn for new growth to come up, So
I like that.
Yeah, man. I say it a lot about like the car companies too when they bailed them all out. Let them burn.
Another guy you got to keep your eye on is Tyrell Shavers. He's had 4 catches, I think, for a touchdown and 45 yards. He's one of those guys. The Bills have their 5 or 6 guys, but there's going to be a guy that sneaks in there, and he had a pretty good preseason so far. So 6'4", 211 pounds, big guy.
It might be, if these guys are on a practice squad, it might be all dependent on what kind of defensive backs they're playing. If they need to play against, if we're playing against a bunch of 5'9", 5'10" defensive backs, you might see them bring in a couple of these 6'4" guys just to create mismatches.
Yeah, I mean, why not? Why not? All right, guys, here we are. It's 9:04. We actually ran through everything we had. I'm surprised. You should have heard the list. It was long.
Are we getting better at this?
I guess so, man. in case we get syndicated or something. Holy. Appreciate you guys, man, coming through, hanging with us. We know that this part of the season can get a little monotonous, but now we're kind of into it. We're into the thick. We're building up and getting into regular season games, man. I mean, they're only 2 weeks away, It's crazy, absolutely crazy. So we're going to roll around, do our final thoughts. We're going to start with Jarrod. Thank you guys so much for hanging with us. Jerry, go ahead.
Wonderful show. I don't want it to end. I want to keep talking. So, and no, just kidding. Thanks for joining us tonight. I can't wait to see everybody next Tuesday just to continue this conversation, because next Tuesday the final preseason game will be done, and then we're getting into the season. So I've got a lot to look forward to. The 24/7 Buff Fandemonium, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all those TikToks, they're all going to change when the season starts because we're going to have different things going out. So be on the lookouts for that. And my favorite part of the weekend, besides the game, is listening to Swank, Scott, and Ryan Thomas on the Sunday session. So look forward to that too. That's always a fun time, especially when the actives and inactives come in. Guys, take care of each other. Have a good week. School's right around the corner for them little kiddos. So it's back to the grind for them and back to the grind for us. So again, take care and see you next Tuesday. Go Bills.
Nicely done, Jerry. Nicely done. You put a nice little Go Bears on the end of that. I like it a lot. You get yourself up. And then what say my boy Scooter Magooter said, Scooter, go ahead.
I love.
I wanted to bring special attention to our two main bloggers on our page, 247buffandemonium.com. Rob Mullen is doing a hell of a job, guys. We tell you, even on our live stream, that this is a fan first perspective. He gives us insight of something we're all thinking, positive, negative. He brings it all out. And it's, like I said, everything we're all thinking, we're just afraid to say. Rob, you're doing an amazing job. I love everything you're doing on that page. And it's very well written. And guys, hit us up. Check that out. And Dr. Bruce, not only is he providing information that's not just saying leg injury, ACL, MCL, all that stuff. He's given us how long that could potentially last, what else potentially could be happening. How many of you guys knew that when Tommy Doyle went down with his knee, there was a hyperextension? All his ligaments could have been damaged. There could have been a nerve damage involved that included the drop foot and all that stuff. You're getting that with Dr. Bruce's The Injury Report at 247buffandemonium.com. I can't express how much we appreciate you guys for helping us out with that page. And if you haven't checked it out yet, you're sitting up there, put your feet up after the K-Gun report, and you want something to read about Buffalo Bills, check it out. It's good stuff. Thank you guys. We love you guys, and we can't wait for the season to start.
Hell yeah, man. Also, I mean, Rob brought in Dr. Bruce, and we're just we're lucky to have both those guys, man. It's a real honor. Yeah, here we are, man. 4 seasons. 4 seasons of the K-Gun Report. This is insane. We're going into our 4th regular season. But our 3rd regular season rager. So don't forget, September 2nd, Reinvention Brewing. Get your ass down here, man. Come to the beautiful Finger Lakes. Hang out with us 3 goons, drink a couple beers, meet a professional ex-linebacker extraordinaire, our friend, Mr. Mark Maddox. He'll be hanging out. He's super personable, man. He loves to talk football. Just a really genuine guy. And his foundation, the Help One Foundation, we've raised a lot of money for over the last couple years, and we're happy to do so. Very stoked to be a part of his circle and to be able to give back to something like that, because that dude, he gives, man. He works his ass off and he gives, and he's a busy guy. So to have him coming from Arizona all the way up to little old Manchester to hang out with us, and I don't know, it still gets me. He showed up last year. When he showed up last year, I was finally like, he did come, but he's just like such a good dude. And to know that he's coming again this year and do it, man, this is an opportunity especially for around here, that you don't get. Like, professional football players don't just come hang out at Manchester, So tell all your friends, bring your kids, tell everybody about your ex-wife, get your ass down there. $5. You can win a framed Josh Allen signed authenticated jersey straight from Scooter Magooter's collection, putting it up for you guys to raise money for the Help One Foundation. Tons of jerseys, 8x10s, helmets, all sorts of cool stuff, good food. We got some music. We're going to do some live streams. We're going to give high fives. We're going to chug beers. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be an awesome day. So come on down. And don't forget, you can come hang out with us every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. for the K-Gun Report, brought to you by 247 Buff Fandemonium and Buff Fanbase, as well as 26shirts.com. over there and see
.com.
what Del Reed and all the buddies over there got going on. Every shirt is connected to a charity. Every charity is worth giving to, so go give it to them. Man, love you guys. Can't wait to get through this last preseason game, shake out these last couple roster spots. We'll have a lot to talk about Tuesday. Then Tuesday show, Saturday Rager. Tuesday, we're talking about week 1 against the New Jersey Jets on Monday Night Football. So it's coming right up real quick. Love you guys. Keep it up. Thanks for everything. Go Bills.
Go Bills.
Rob Mullen said it best. It's Bedlam. It's Pandemonium. It's 24/7 Buff Fandemonium. Go Bills.
Go